Hello, everyone. Okay, so we just finished the novel. So that means that we are on to our analysis paper. So I'm just going to go over everything that I expect of you, especially since I'm not able to be there right now. So it's really important that you listen to this all and just hang in there with me. Okay, I'm going to try to make this as painless as possible. Okay, so for the analysis paper, you are going to be writing about three separate scenes in The Catcher in the Rye and how those scenes impact and characterize Holden's development through the novel. So, we know that Holden had a very fragile state of mind and he was kind of losing it throughout the entire thing. So, what scenes did we really see Holden for who he was, and how did those scenes impact him as he developed throughout the novel? So, what you're going to do is you're going to pick three important scenes from the novel to analyze, and then each scene will be its own body paragraph. So, just for example, here, you could pick a scene where he visits his old teacher in the beginning. You could do the scene where he's in Ernie's bar. You could do the scene whenever he goes visits his sister. Those are just some examples for you, but you're going to take the scene collectively. But I do want you to take one quote from each scene and apply them to each paragraph. So you should have a total of three quotes, but you do need to make sure that you have something specific to support your analysis of the scene. After you get that quote in there, you are going to add your own commentary on why the scene is important and how it impacts Holden's character in the novel. So you're not going to give me a summary, you're going to explain it. This is going to be about 5 sentences, so you have to make sure that you have something substantial there because that is going to be the main grade of this paper. So let's go ahead and look at the requirements really quick. 2 to 3 pages double spaced, MLA format. If you go to the bottom of this blend activity, I do have the MLA guidelines from Purdue OWL linked, so you can use that as a reference. You do need at least 5 paragraphs. So an introduction, 3 body paragraphs, 1 paragraph per scene, and a conclusion. So make sure that you have at least 5. If you want to go over 5, that is fine as well, especially if you think that you need to completely go to another paragraph to continue your analysis of a scene. You do need a minimum of 1 quote per scene, like I said, but if you want to use more than 1 per scene, that is fine as well. You do need to have proper citation of the quote. So that means that you have to just introduce the quote and cite the quote. So you can't just put a random quote in there with no introductory statement and no page number because that's technically plagiarism. And I know that you guys know this. So I will show you an example in the outline whenever I get there. You do also need a completed outline of your essay. That's 10 points. I will go down there in a second. But you also do need at least 5 sentences of substantial commentary per scene. This is where the majority of your points are going to be coming from. So let me just go ahead and show you this outline organizer that you have to complete before you write your essay. So you're going to make a copy of it. And then I have this broken down very easily for you. So each one has what you need per paragraph, okay? I did put this here just as an example and something to help you while you are doing your planning. So this is what your quotes should look like in your essay. You need the introductory statement. So J.D. Salinger writes is my introductory statement. And then you're going to put the quote. Make sure that you have correct punctuation. So you have a quote there, you have a comma, then the quote, then you put the line, and then you close the quote. But you do not put a period until you put your citation. So your citation is always going to be the author's last name and then the page number it's found on. This is how every single quote should look. So where it says, quote, evidence supporting the scene, I want you to write the introductory statement and then the quote and put the citation in there. That way you can just copy and pasted what you put in your outline into your paper. The reason why this outline is going to be so useful for you is because you can't miss any of the major components here. So your introduction, you're going to write a hook statement. Remember, a hook statement is just something to get your reader engaged. You're going to put some background information here. So whenever I say background information, make sure like you would put like when the novel was published, or maybe a little bit about the author, just something to give the reader some kind of background information. And then you're going to put your thesis statement. So your thesis statement should include why you chose those three scenes and why they're important. This could be 1 to 2 sentences long. For each body paragraph, you do need a topic sentence, which is going to talk about this is just going to be kind of an overview of what your paragraph is going to be about. Then I want you to explain the scene briefly and then add your quote or evidence. And remember, you're going to use this format up here. Then you need your commentary. If I were you, I would write your commentary exactly how you want it in your paper. So 5 sentences in this portion here. And then you're going to transition into the body paragraph. Transitional sentence is just going to basically take you from one topic to another. So if your first scene analysis is, say, on how Holden's talking to his teacher, what you would want to do as a transition sentence here is just basically say Holden's demeanor with his teacher is very different than whenever he is with his peers. And then the second body paragraph would talk about how he is with his peers. So with maybe the scene with Sally or the one whenever he's at the bar, whatever you think is appropriate. Um Basically, you're going to do the same thing for these 3 body paragraphs, and then your conclusion pretty much as it says here. You're going to restate the thesis, recap all your main points, all of that good stuff. So, what you're going to do then is submit your outline and then submit your completed analysis paper here. Make sure that it does follow MLA format, double spaced, all of that. Hopefully, I will be back before you guys submit this, but this is what you are going to be working on for the majority of the week. I hope that you stayed with me for all of this because it is important that you understand this assignment because it's worth a lot of points. Um, so if you have any questions, email me, let me know, and that's pretty much it. All right.